Good afternoon. It's just gone 2 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm just going to go over my trades for today. Green day overall. Not a bad day trading. There was a bit of revenge trading today, which I'm going to go into now. On my screen is the 5-minute MES. I traded the MES today. I traded on the 5-minute, but I watched the hourly and I fine-tuned my entries and exits using the 2-minute. So I'll get straight into the trade now. So in my pre-market video this morning, I was talking about going for the, in fact, my notes are here, I'm going to show you. Every day I do a journal entry on my online journal. I put in the levels I'm watching and also scenarios. I basically said that we're in a demand zone from the 20th December. So there's a big void and gap with the next demand zone down at 4700. There's a higher probability 4700, so I'll go into a second. And I'll just say if you see the market grind down, then wait for 4700, didn't get there. And if we rally and then watch for a break of the pre-market highs. It's messy between these two areas in demand zone, so basically want to see the market lose that area. So basically want to see the market come out of that demand zone. So the reason I do my daily journal like that, and I use a website called TradesViz. There is a discount code actually in the description. I think you get 15% off or something like that, I can't quite remember. But it's a decent discount and it's a decent platform. Every day I do my pre-market game plan and the scenarios, and the idea of this is that I don't need to think about any trades during the day. I know what my levels are hours before the market opens, or at least an hour before the market opens. I've got my areas I'm watching, the scenarios, so I don't need to think. All I need to do is hit the button. That's all I need to do. I put screenshots in as well, so I know where the market is when I did my plan. I'd use Bookmap, shows me the level 2, the hot areas. So the red areas is where there's lots of buyers or sellers, limit orders. And then I haven't done this yet, but I'll do that next. If I want to make notes of my trades, I'll make them down and then I'll recap my day at the end of the day as well. But I really recommend keeping a trade journal, and it's not just good for that, but all my trades get automatically uploaded, and when they're automatically uploaded I can then tag them. I can tag my day trades as well. Go in there, just select what tags you've got, and yeah, so it works really well. So I use this all the time. I keep this open so I can see what my day plan is. So always have a plan before you trade. So anyway, going back to my trades today, I was waiting. In my mind, I was set on taking a break and retest of this demand zone for the short play, and I'll just go into the hourly so you can see what I'm looking at. So this is the chart from earlier. We're talking about this in the live video. Just to recap, we've got this demand zone which is based on this area here. We've got this demand zone based on that big reaction. We had this big reaction and we had the demand coming for that. We had this big reaction here and we had demand coming for that. Also had a big sell-off as well, and that's where we had supply up here as well. So that's the reason I was watching this area. And so what I wanted to do is, if we grind down today, grind down slowly, I literally wanted to get in exactly 4700, because that aligns up with this demand zone, this trend line, psychological numbers are 4700, and we would have been pretty much extended away from the moving averages at that point, and it will, like gravity, want to pull back towards it. So that's the area I was watching. We haven't got down there yet, and if we do today, I wouldn't take the trades. I'm done for the trading. So the next area I was watching was this demand zone, and I had a couple of trades which I was on watch. The first one was 47.50 bounce, which I said is higher risk because it's near to where we were in the pre-market. So 47.50, 47.40, basically 47.40, this area. I'm watching for a bounce here. Not too proud of what I did next. I actually went for the break and retest of the pre-market low, which I'll show you in the 5-minute chart. 5 minutes. Let's keep that open so we can see. So I was here 9:30. We saw the sell off, and then it came back. That was the break and retest. So I went short here, and it was doing okay for a bit, and then it went against me, and I stopped out. And then it came back down, and I should have been done with my trade. I should have walked at this point, but I went short again there, and I was doing okay as in the green, and then it came back and stopped me out again for a second time. And I think I may have tried another one there as well, and it came back and I got out at probably break even. So that was when I realised I was revenge trading just there. And in fact it was there and there, because I shouldn't have been in that trade because the trade was invalid. However, I did say in my list, so why I was going short in a demand zone, I don't know. I think I had it set that I wanted to fill that gap, and I wanted to be part of that gap fill, you know, short before I hit 4,700. So in my mind I was biased before it even started, and I shouldn't be, and that's what this is for, so I'm not biased. And you can see my note said 47.40 bounce. 47.40 bounce. I should have been in there. I should have been in and long. You know, maybe I don't want to take it a level. I want to wait for confirmation. I could have at least been at that point there. So as it came down, broke the 5-minute candle, or I could have got a better entry on the 2-minute chart. I could have been long probably there on the 2-minute. And I could have just rode it up all day without a sweat at all. And it would have been a nice, easy trade. And it would have been so easy because it's exactly what I wrote down. That's to my plan. But I didn't take that. Instead, I took this breakout for a small trade. I think I went when it came back and couldn't quite. It came back, I think on the 2-minute chart, it came back to the VWAP and pushed out. I was long at that point, and so I had a long entry there. So my average price was down here at that point. And then I think I added again up here, and it brought my average price up to here. And it came back down. I got out of it, so that's kind of out of that trade at that point. A little bit in profit to make up for these two losing, but nothing to write home about. And then what I was really waiting for was the break and retest of this area. So I already had one contract left from there. Came in, it broke that area, retested it. I got in on that 8 moving average. It pushed out, and what I noticed was this bear flag forming, that flag there. And so every time it came back down, I added again. So I had 3 contracts at that point, and then we had the breakout. It pulled back. Look at that perfect pullback as well. I should have added there, and I didn't. Probably because my break even where I was adding was quite close to where we were, and I was kind of, I wouldn't say sweating it. I was in full control because I was looking at the volume as well. The volume was declining, and in the trade room I even said I'm not worried about these big red bars. We kept seeing these red bars come in because the volume was doing what I was expecting it to do. It was big wide range bar reducing volume, so I wasn't worried one little bit. So that was the trend line I was watching, and when it came back I took profit just as it broke out. I thought it was at 60, that level there. So 47.60 was my first out. So that put some profit on the table, and I needed to get break even from these 2 trades, 3 trades even, and my break even point was about there, I think, for the day. So at this point, when I was down here, I closed my P&L. I didn't want to see it, I wasn't interested. I was watching it for here because I was in the red, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to play it properly. So I took that beautiful trade and I closed my P&L. So I didn't know what it was until I closed my trade off later on. But I knew my breaking was back there, so I did take a peek, and I saw that when I was up in this area when it was pulling back, I knew that I was at break even around about there. But my out was always going to be around that area because I had it on the level 2. Lots of sellers were sitting up this area, and now we know why, because you can see exactly what happened. And I didn't like the 2-minute. It didn't put in a new high on the 2 minutes. So I got out. I think it was there as well on the 2-minute when it pulled back. And again, I was wary of level 2 there. And there was lots of sellers at level 2 there as well, if I remember rightly, slightly above. I didn't take any screenshots, I should have done. So I like to add them into my journal as well. And that's it, I was done. And as you can see, that was a perfect out. So I nailed the top 100%, brilliant out. And had I listened to myself and listened to my plan, I would have nailed the bottom as well. So levels work perfectly, they work. It's just how you execute them. And like, yes, I didn't really execute it very well today. I was a bit biased, but shouldn't be biased. So there we are, and then we saw this big sell off, so it was a brilliant out and a good trade. So green day overall. I stuck to my plan in the end. Sticking to the plan prevailed, and that's it. Levels for tomorrow. Let's just get rid of that. So let me just plug my mouse in. I use a, I don't know if you can see, I use a trackball mouse. So it's a wireless one, brilliant. I've used it for years. You can see it's really old. I've always used trackballs, but I think the batteries are starting to get a bit older than this now. I've had it for a few years, so hopefully that'll be better. Also, I've got a lot open on my PC, so maybe it's struggling a bit. Levels for tomorrow. We've got this area here. I quite like this area. This entire area from 47.75 down to 47.70. Again, that area 47.70. I said on the pre-market we had lots of sellers sitting up there. 47.70. Yeah, they're still there now. So that's the area I'll be watching for potential rejection tomorrow. I'll put a level in now, and then for a bounce, it's got to be back down here as well. Bounce the area will be 47.38, today's low, and obviously don't forget we've got 4700. If we can catch a short in this area, this is a big gap fill, and it'd be nice to catch this gap fill if we can. So I'll be watching for that as well. It might even do it in the post-market or pre-market, but we'll keep an eye on it. At the moment, sideways day, look at that, we're still inside this demand zone. So it's not playable when it's like this, so just don't bother trading. And that's why I'm stepping away. I'm going to do some other stuff, more productive stuff, and I think I'm going to work on a new supply and demand video. I was talking about it today, how I choose my levels, these areas of supply and demand. So that video will probably be, I might do that in a minute actually. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and don't forget to get notified when I do my live videos every day at 9 AM Eastern Time or 2 PM here in the UK. And I go through these levels, and I let you know what levels I'm playing for the day and how I'm going to play them, and whether you choose to do the same levels is up to you. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hopefully you had a good day trading. Okay, take care.